What is going on, guys? This is Brad with Despite Fitness. Today is 11/11. It is Veterans Day today, which is pretty cool. So for all you veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Yeah, so today is a bench day. As you can see, I'm already in the garage, right? I'm already kind of like into the workout. But I want to quick do this intro because as I was training, something kind of presented itself that I think is a really good topic and I want to talk about, right? So the topic in general is pivoting and being able to make alterations or course corrections on what you're doing based on how things present themselves, right? Because a lot of times we have these hopes and expectations about how training is going to go, but then, you know, life has a vote. And so sometimes things don't quite go the way that we would like them to go. Moreover, frequently things don't go the way that we programmed for, because when you sat down and you wrote your program, or whoever wrote your program, they wrote it in a vacuum, right? They had no idea how you were going to feel today. So I want to talk a little bit about that bit and kind of demonstrate how that affected me today. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if this kind of thing is interesting to you, or you have a similar kind of an experience, or something to kind of add to the conversation here, leave me a comment in the chat box below. I want to see kind of like what you guys think and how you guys approach being able to pivot in your own workouts. Okay, so here we go. All right, hey, so in talking about this pivoting, right, I'm going to talk a little bit about my specific issue. And my specific issue is I have kind of a pinched nerve in my neck right now, and it's something that happens from time to time. The reason why I know what it is because I'm trying to get Nat to hold the camera here. The reason why I know what it is because it's something that's happened a lot, right? It's been kind of on and off throughout my life. So sometimes it kind of crops up and it presents as a problem, and then frequently I end up having to go to the chiropractor and get a couple of adjustments to get that pinched nerve, freed up. But what ends up happening is with that pinched nerve, it presents itself as a lot of like shoulder pain. So shoulder and like pec pain, and just makes it really tight, and the whole thing doesn't really fire the way that it should. It just feels like it's like missing a cylinder or something, right? So again, something I've experienced quite a lot before, so I already know what it is. But in today's case, I was coming in to do some benching, and I was expecting to hit something in the ballpark of like 445, and really what I wanted to try to hit was like a 3x3. Now, several weeks ago, before this thing kind of cropped up, I was hitting 435 for 5x5 pretty easily. And now we're only really talking about 10 pounds more for a 3x3. So in terms of the rep range, I've dialed it back, but we're bumping up 10 pounds. It should be a very reasonable weight for me. But today I got in, I started warming up. I feel those singles, and the singles just felt heavy. The shoulder felt off, and like it just wasn't jamming. So instead of just kind of packing up shop and being very like defeated and upset and whatever, instead what I did is that pivot that I was talking about. And what I decided to do is bust out my slingshot and use my slingshot to help me with, with my movement, right? So obviously the slingshot is giving me some support and making that general movement easier, especially at the bottom. But the bottom isn't really where I tend to struggle. It's, the top end is where I have the most difficulty. So by throwing on that slingshot, it allowed me to kind of keep those shoulders in, give me some protection, with that slingshot on, to kind of help support that shoulder. But then it really helped me overemphasize the top end portion and really jam on those triceps and work that lockout, which for me is really where I need the most work right now. So in doing so, in doing that pivot, sure, it did kind of give me a bit of a crutch in terms of that slingshot at the bottom end of it. but it allowed me to get some workload out of it that I would not have gotten otherwise. And so ultimately, that's what the conversation is. That's what I want to highlight for you guys, and what I want you to consider for your own training, that whatever your issue is, right, just because you have a plan of what it is that you're going to go and do in the gym, and sometimes, like I said, life has that vote and things don't go the way that you want, it doesn't mean like you throw your shit in your bag and like throw it over your shoulder and run out in defeat. It means like think about what's going on, think about what the problem is, try to find a way to continue to train around the problem, and just do something else so that at least you get some value, right? So, you know, hopefully this means something for you, because I know that there are a number of you out there that have injuries and things like that. But, you know, for many of you that have yet to face some kind of a challenge or something like that, it's coming, right? Like, it's gonna come. There's gonna be a day where things don't go very well. And my thought to you is, like, you know, don't pack it up in defeat. Don't hang your head, you know, find a way to kind of think around the problem and continue to find value in your training by making some slight alterations and just kind of pivot a little bit. So anyway, that's it. That's kind of the whole point. I'm experiencing it, like, you know, right now, and I thought that might be a kind of a good message to share with you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop in the chat box below. I will respond. I appreciate you guys continuing to support me in the channel with everything that you do to make the channel what it is today. We wouldn't be what we are without you, so thank you very much. That's it. Yeah, guys, like I said, like, no matter what it is you think you can't do, right, like, find ways to kind of pivot and get around your sticking points. You got to get in, train to spike. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and I hope that you guys continue to find the way. Sometimes, like I said, you got to think through that problem, right? Thanks for checking this one out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.